And what's up, Mortgage Coach community? Dave Savage having a public prep call with Coach Wally Elibiary.
Hey guys, how are you? It's been a awesome 2020. This I'm sure everybody has, but happy New Year to everyone.
So guys, last year was the first year I didn't kick off the new year with Wally on a Tuesday interview because he was just getting after it. And one of the things I always respect with elite performers is they know when to say no. They know how to say no. They know when they need to say no. And so I don't like it when Wally says no to me, but I always respect when Wally says no. This year, 2021, Wally has said, yes, Dave, I will help kick off the new year, sharing some of the things I'm learning, some of the things I'm doing. We are going to schedule that. So we have not scheduled that, but it will probably be hitting the calendar somewhere in February. And we're having a prep call right now. And I said, hey, Wally, I have a feeling that there's going to be value in this prep call. So let's air it and stream it into the Mortgage Coach community. Guys, the way it will be valuable is if, one, you tell me what questions you want me to ask Wally when we do the big interview, and just ask questions, whether you're watching the recording of this, you're watching it live, give us some feedback so that when we do the big interview, it has even more value. So Wally, the theme in my mind was clients for life. Like, what are you doing beyond the transaction in 2021 and beyond so that you're the lender for life for everybody you serve? And are you still cool with that being the theme?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'd say the biggest thing that's on my radar right now is we grew our database of about 2,000 households, families, to where the database is now closer to about 10,000. We took the tool that we used there as HomeBot. What's great about it is it was not my idea. One of our referral partners came up with this idea that we built a phenomenal client concierge team that calls on my realtor's behalf. And they just asked by a real estate team and said, hey, even the loans that you didn't close for us, Wally, the lender that closed it, we don't have a relationship with, can your client concierge team reach out and let them know about homestead exemption on our behalf? So far this month, I apologize. So far this month, we've got 9 referrals from clients that we did not close that we're able to refer back to our real estate teams because we called other lenders' clients through their database that they closed in 2020 that for homestead exemption here in Texas. I'm not sure if everybody knows, but you can have one property as your homestead. You get a 15% discount on your taxes every year, and it's super easy money. So that's been a really big thing that's kind of been on my radar of late that we're really kicking the year off well with. Did I explain that well?
You did. And I'm looking for some stats. I always like to open the call. So when we do open the call, how did you do last year? You know, how many loans you closed? How much production did you do?
Yeah, it's a crazy record year, I'm sure, for all of it. We ended up helping 514 families and did like 154 million. Just our team.
Boom. Congratulations. Thanks, and then to me, the more important metrics, it's how many families did you go beyond the transaction with? And I am looking at your stats on Mortgage Coach, and it looks like you've done 4,759 total cost analysis. So you have served thousands of families with a total cost analysis, and you've done 55 TCAs. And I can see in the back end that are non-automated. So that means your team has gone in and created it, but you've created some automated TCAs. So I'm wondering if that is HomeBot. Is that the HomeBot integration? Is that working?
That's exactly it. So HomeBot, the new clients, and what's super cool about them, those are that 55 that you just mentioned, were clients that we did not close a loan for, that were part of the CPA database that we onboarded, or financial advisor database that we onboarded, or the insurance agent database that we onboarded. And they reached out through HomeBot requesting a TCA. So we call them, doing an annual mortgage review with them. And that's been a home run and a half.
Cool. I think we're going to want to hear your process for that. So I remember the last interview we did, and we did do an interview last year, and that was really the year of building out the wealth team. So I think you and I started having a very intentional conversation in 2017. And if I'm going from memory, 2017, you did not do a great job with your past customer database. and you said, hey, my past customer database could be my top priority for 2018, and you killed it. And then 2019, you said, hey, I've got good processes and systems, and I've got good teammates around annual reviews. I'm going to start going after advisors. And at that time, you really didn't know what kind of advisor you were going to go after, if my memory serves me correct, but you figured out that you do really well with life insurance planners. And specifically, remind me of the company that you killing it with.
Northwestern Mutual.
Yeah, Northwestern Mutual. They're called financial advisors, but they make their money by selling whole life insurance or variable life insurance or some hybrid of life insurance.
Yep.
Has anything changed? Like I do know you're recruiting databases now. So describe that, because I think that might be the theme for our big interview, is where it's like, okay, you went from past clients, got it down, crushing it, advisors, and now it's like how you're getting databases and scaling with advisors. Do you think that'd be a good theme for our big call?
I think that'd be a great theme, but plus also there's like usually a pinnacle in mortgage of 100 million. Like you've made your career is like made if you do 100 million, and that's usually 300 some odd clients usually here in Dallas. And to break through that and get to that next level, you've got to get a bigger database, or at least we had to get a bigger database. And for us in 2017 to learn what an AMR even stood for, what it even meant, how to do it. 2018, do that successfully. 2019, focus on growing that database. And what we did really great in 2020 was scaling it to our referral partners' databases. And some of the biggest home runs of databases was CPAs. So for the last probably about 4 months, we've onboarded three different CPAs that have databases that our client concierge team reaches out to, and it's set appointments in our calendars. So the CPAs, financial advisors, and insurance are the 3 biggest ones.
Got it. So community, when I founded Mortgage Coach back when I was operator in the mortgage business, CPAs and financial planners was my focus. And CPAs are extraordinary referral partners because they usually meet with a lot of folks. They're pretty process driven. If you have not read my book, The Art of Referral, I mean, it's over a decade old, but it's still as relevant as ever. Art of Referral. It really breaks down my process. And Wally, did you ever read The Art of Referral that I wrote? Have you ever scanned that?
I did not. I'm going to write that down right now. The Art of Referral by Dave Savage.
I promise you could Google it. You get it from my LinkedIn. If you go to our support center, have it. And there's also a download of it in our Facebook group. And if you can't find it,
I can't go to Amazon and look at the top 10 best.
No, well, it's not really a book. I mean, it's like a white paper. I mean, I think it's like 30 pages. I know. But
I've got 0, so
I didn't want to overplay it. But it is a book, So okay, so we're going to talk about going beyond the transaction. We're going to talk about crushing it with CPAs and advisors. We're going to talk about getting databases, recruiting databases. Mortgage Coach community, I would love to know, like, I feel like I've created so much content around how to do an annual review that it's like, it's been done. And you could watch one of my last interviews with Wally and hear how he's doing it. But if you do want us to cover in the big call that we're going to do, how he does annual reviews, let us know in comments down below. Like, hey, I really want to know how to do it. But remember, guys, we've got a lot of content in our YouTube channel on that. Wally, has anything changed about how you're doing your annual reviews that you feel like, Dave, I want to make sure they know how I'm doing it, or is it kind of the same as a year ago?
No, but I mean, if you're asking me, what is the community? Okay, so everybody in the community, let me rephrase it. Majority of the people in the community would think this idea is a great, awesome idea, right? Now, what it sounds like we need to kind of clarify in this call is, what is the who? Meaning, like, what is your target audience you take this opportunity to? What is the how? Meaning, as how do you have this conversation? And I think that's the biggest question I get asked by my coaching clients. Or, hey, Wally, so I've got a great financial advisor, but how do you have that conversation? I've got a great CPA, but what do you say in those conversations? So, I mean, I'd probably recommend a little bit of role play on the mortgage coach call of just me kind of breaking down of like how to have those conversations and how to and a lot of it's just TCA and HomeBot. So, because I think we're gonna come across a lot of people like really want to do this, but they just don't know how.
Agreed. And Joe just posted a question: is what does an AMR conversation sound like with those 500 clients when rates are in the 2% range? So Joe, we'll cover that more, but here's the deal, dude. People have non-tax deductible debt. People want to do home improvements. People want to move up. People want to buy second homes. People want to buy investment homes. So just when rates are at these uber low, it's probably not about rate and term refis. It's a bigger picture than that. But guys, I'll put a link down below to some of our resources, and we will talk about that when we call. But you wanted to say something, Wally?
Yeah, I would say one of the biggest things, the gentleman that just asked that question, Joe, I think his name was, one of the biggest things you realize is, I mean, an average family moves every 5 to 7 years. So we just onboarded a CPA database of about 1,200 clients. Well, so far in the last probably about 9 months of calling through that database, we found 211 opportunities that people that are either wanting to sell, wanting to buy an investment property, and or wanting to buy a second home. Those are 3 purchase opportunities that we referred back to our real estate teams last year. And what was great about that is like you're not getting on an AMR call looking to refinance a client. That's like icing on the cake. You're looking at the AMR call to find out where the gaps are in their mortgage, where the gaps are in their life, and where can you be the vehicle that fills that gap, and also asking to be referring them to a CPA, financial advisor, or getting their home insurance shopped. That's the biggest goal of an AMR. It's not just to refinance a client. That's just icing on the cake.
So guys, I'm going to wrap up this prep call and go offline with Wally for a few minutes, but knowing that we're going to be talking about going beyond the transaction, we're going to talk about going beyond realtors, going to CPAs and financial planners, and making sure that you're helping a family become a client for life. You want to be their lender for life, client for life. Stay tuned for when we get this on the schedule. It'll be sometime in February. Any questions you have for Wally, put them in comments down below. Wally, don't leave, but we're going to wrap this up. Hopefully everybody got some value from it.
See you guys. Thank you.